Use your 3D. Don't let your 3D use you. Trust in your desires in your heart and soul. Allow yourself to get to a point where you're embodying the state of it being normal and natural to be able to be in love, in life together with your specific person, with your true love. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Card Union. Today I want to talk about how you are not being delusional when you want to manifest your specific person. I see that in the comments many times where somebody might just be getting frustrated, they're triggered, so they say that they're giving up, they're tired of living their life being delusional. But it always strikes me in a certain way because if you're manifesting money and success, as an example, and if you go into if you've created a business, for example, like when I had my interior design business that I manifested intentionally just to prove that manifestation was real because I wanted to be, oh, sorry, my mom texted me. I wanted to be a coach. I wanted to be a form of a teacher. So I did what at that point in my life felt like it would be the impossible. So if I could do it without having any reason, any good reason, any logical reason to be able to do it, then I could then teach people. So I came into this with like actual real life proof and experience to be able to, teach this to you guys in my community and my clients. So if I went to, you guys know, if you watch the older videos, I ended up manifesting my interior design business was making $100,000 a month, basically. So if I went into my place of business and I was giving thanks that I had a 10 or 20 or $30,000 day or 25,000 at the end of the week or $100,000 at the end of the month, however I was saying it when I was doing my inner work. If I went into work on Monday and no clients came in, not one order, and then I left work and I was super thankful and grateful for having made 10, 20, $30,000. And I went home and I kicked back on the sofa, went out to dinner or whatever with friends, whatever I wanted to do. And I was happy and I felt fulfilled because I just made 10, 20, $30,000 or whatever, even though there was no money. And then maybe Tuesday, maybe the same thing would happen. And then Wednesday came and maybe with Wednesday, maybe there was some sort of a massive problem at the warehouse or something happened that actually cost me two, three, four, $5,000, some unexpected thing. And yes, of course, it would initially, it's like, it would kind of get me a little bit up, but I immediately went into thank you. I know that somehow, some way this is working in my favor. And I still, when I would leave work, I made, as far as I was concerned, I was super thankful and grateful for having made 10, 20, $30,000 or whatever it was. So then what would end up happening is either at the end of the week or by the end of the month, that number ended up being exactly what I decided I was going to be making. So was I being delusional? Was I being delusional every day when nothing was actually happening? And if something negative happened, I was just like, awesome, awesome, thank you. That means that something really good's about to happen. No, I was living through my end and trusting in my heart and soul and knowing that the end existed already, or I wouldn't even want it. So I was pretty much just merged with that version of me. I was embodying that version of me. That's what my identity was. And I'm not saying that it's super easy all the time, but why is it that when we talk about manifesting money or something related to health, why is it that we don't say, well, I don't want to be delusional? I recently, you guys know I've talked about this. I'm buying a house, and today, actually, in a little while, my mother will be here, and we're going to drive up. It's going to be a nice long drive, but we're going to drive and go for the inspection of the house. When I was looking at a couple other properties, like a month or so ago, whenever it was, one of the homes, it was really beautiful. It was very magical. I loved it. I ended up with a little bit of an injury with my knee, and it still flares up now and then. I've been doing the best I can to continue to give thanks every time I feel the pain, give thanks that it's all better, to visualize myself, to do all the things I did. I did that with a torn rotator cuff, and I never actually needed to get surgery at all. I did that with a ton of physical ailments. This one, for some reason, maybe it's just because I am so distracted, because I am so busy. So maybe I haven't been putting enough delusion on it, so to speak. But if I do wake up and feel pain and then I'm walking and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thankful and grateful. Thank you so much. And then I imagine myself, jogging or running or doing some sort of a workout pain free, or maybe I imagine Hannah say something to me and like, oh, babe, I'm so happy that you're feeling better. That's amazing. Or my mom or something like that. Is that being delusional? No. Why do you guys always jump to the whole delusion thing when it comes to a specific person? And I think this is an important question for you to ask yourself, because it points to just all you need to do for this is it's such a simple answer. And this is a key for you, is you really have to look at what you believe about law of assumption and what reality actually is. Because if you would deepen this foundation of understanding within yourself, you wouldn't have these same questions. So I think daily study is really important. And I know this isn't like a super sexy video, but I think that when you're doing the inner work from a place of faith and trust, no matter what it is that resonates with you to do the inner work, or what coach resonates with you to do the inner work with, or whether you choose to do it yourself, when you really understand the law of assumption and then you trust and you have complete faith and you know that your end already exists, whatever you do is always working because you're always manifesting. It's not something that it's always working too, by the way. You may be spending just a lot of time thinking that your person is somehow getting away, and you're fearful that if you don't get this right quickly, you're going to lose them forever. But that's just not true. It's an illusion. It's false. So take a lot of this energy that you're investing, thinking in fear that you're going to lose something that's already yours, and invest it in loving yourself, invest it in forgiving yourself and forgiving your person, and seeing yourself and your person differently, only seeing the best version of you and them and the relationship. While you're doing that, take a lot of the time that you're investing on just binging on, scrolling constantly and just trying to continually consume just content, because you think you're not good enough at manifesting. That's just another identity. It's all it is. It's just another identity because you are a master. You're limitless and you're perfect right now. You just have to take it off of them. You just have to know that you're in good hands and that you're safe. But anyway, if you were to take some of that time, I'm not saying don't watch specific person content. I'm saying when you watch it with the right intention behind it for inspiration, not for, I'm doing my inner work. I don't trust myself. I don't think I'm doing enough. I don't think I'm doing it right because I'm not seeing any evidence. So let me keep watching, because then that just erodes your own trust within yourself and your abilities. Again, you're already a master. You are already a master, and what you want is already done anyway. So why don't you just do things in moderation a little bit? Like, in other words, watch some specific person content for inspiration, just so you can remind yourself, yes, if they can do it, I can do it too, because that's the truth. And then on a daily basis, I say it in the comments a lot and I mention it in videos a lot. On a daily basis, study. Jews study the Torah, Kabbalists study the Zohar, Christians study the Bible. They don't, and of course, I don't mean to leave people out, but the point I'm trying to make, when you are choosing to be faithful in whatever form of belief system you choose to, then you don't just listen to it once or twice, think, and then not return to it. It's a daily thing to keep reminding yourself, because the system, how God created it, is that you do kind of forget. So you do have to do something with frequency and repetition to remind yourself of the truth. Okay. So anyway, Stop thinking that you're delusional. Stop thinking that you can't have what it is that you want, because if you understood that you wouldn't desire it unless that existed already, then you would be able to chill out and relax a little bit. And that is actually when you'll be able to experience the unfolding of what you want. When you're peaceful, when you're relaxed, when you're natural, when you're feeling good about it, normal. Okay, that is the state. So I know that you might not be there right now, but if you go through the steps of what I try to teach you guys in all my videos, and if you want coaching, obviously reach out. I know that I can help you. You can just email a short description to kim@coreunion.com, go to the website, book whatever you want. The website is coreunion.com. My scheduling assistant, Olga, will get back to you. And I know that I can help you, but if you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself too. But you have to deepen your understanding a little bit. And for any coaching, you want to have an understanding of the law of assumption, because then you'll be able to be helped better too. You'll understand what the teacher or the coach is teaching you. You'll be able to get it instead of doubting and thinking that they're missing something when they're teaching you. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, this was just something I was inspired to tell, was I was recently researching some things because obviously I'm very busy, and this experience with a lot of my time and energy being spread out looking for the property just really reminded me how, there are other things, other projects, other desires that I have that I want to experience in my life too. I was just watching different videos on different ways of, creating different ways with my coaching, different methods that I could be offering you guys. And I stumbled upon a video of somebody who was not at all in the manifestation community, but he is a multimillionaire. I believe he has homes all over the world. And he teaches people how to, use their time more wisely and to create systems. I'm watching it, and I'm just watching it, taking and getting inspired, having, thoughts and like brainstorming within my mind here while I'm listening to him. And I thought it was really awesome. And then all of a sudden he starts talking about and showing the thumbnails of his clients who have been super successful. And he showed, which I'm not going to say the person's or the people's names, he showed a couple pretty famous law of assumption coaches. And one of them in particular, he explained that he came the law of assumption coach. And I'm not putting anybody down, by the way. There's nothing wrong. Obviously, the law of assumption coach was manifesting, wanting to be more wealthy. And then the bridge of incidents brought him to watching this non-manifestation coach in kind of a 3D method to use with his coaching. It doesn't mean that he didn't know how to manifest. It means that he listened and he allowed himself to go on the bridge of events, and he recognized that what he was learning was part of what he needed to do. This manifestation law of assumption coach has well over, I think, over 400,000 followers. The person said he was making $6,000 a month coaching. Now he's making $100,000 a month coaching. Listen to your heart and soul. Know that the end exists. When you're resonating with something, follow it, because that when you follow your inspiration and you listen to it, and you're leveraging things in the 3D, because it's all cooperative components. When you are living from the end, then you'll be in less resistance. Use your 3D. Don't let your 3D use you. Trust in your desires, in your heart and soul. Allow yourself to get to a point where you're embodying the state of it being normal and natural, to be able to be in love, in life together with your specific person, with your true love, receiving as much money as you want to make. So you want to be doing the inner work. From my perspective, I've said this for years. You don't want to just wake up in the morning and say your affirmations and then go on about your day and then say some affirmations before you go to sleep. What you want to do is tap into your power when you first wake up. I know it's a little difficult when you first wake up. If you have to get up, fine, get up. But before you let the outside world in, tap into your power in a powerful way. And then you also want to be affirming for your mental stability. You want to be affirming for being peaceful, cool, calm, collected, being able to remain in your power and to get stable easily and quickly. You can affirm for being able to calm down and being able to be regulated. You can affirm for these things also, as well as obviously doing EFT tapping, cold water face plunges, ice packs on your neck. All of these things stimulate your vagus nerve and can pull you out of being in fight or flight into being peaceful and calm. Okay. So anyway, but you can affirm for it too. And then affirm for health, affirm for money, opportunities, affirm for other things in your reality, family, friends, support, then also affirm for the relationship with your person. But don't just wake up affirming only saying a few affirmations for your person. Then the rest of the day, your mind is like, you're not controlling your thoughts and fears. You're just going on autopilot and going against yourself and against what you already have, against your desires. Okay. So this is my message for today. I intend that it helped a lot of you. I love you so much. Affirm down below that you have received this message. I'm off now to my home inspection. Have an amazing day. I will talk to you guys soon. I love you. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.